Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Sarcastic Bowman. Welcome to the channel, and yes, that was all the warning you were getting that we're doing a CC video. Yeah, even I'm not happy about this, but I watched some of it, I laughed, I giggled, thought about making it into a drinking game, and then thought better of my liver. But let's have a look at the stupidness of stupidity that's going to come from CC's mouth this week.
I have a bit of a problem. How you guys doing? Doing good? Good. You know, I always wondered about the rotation of Earth at 1,000 miles per hour.
Welcome to your chance to win an early grave. Today we have alcohol versus liver. Every time he says 1,000 miles an hour, you drink.
Now you have to wonder, how many times is he going to say it? Is it going to be easy? Is it going to be hard? Are you going to die? Are you just going to giggle? Are you going to shit yourself from giggling because you drank too much cider? Who knows?
Where does that actually Coriolis effect, take in effect? Are the helicopters higher or the planes higher? Can they land on something that's moving at 1,000 miles per hour? No, they can't.
Well, what would a helicopter want to land on that's moving 1,000 miles an hour? Or are you trying to infer that because the Earth's rotational speed at the equator is 1,000 miles an hour, not that normal people would measure that at 1,000 miles an hour, you go 15 degrees per hour or once per day, that you're trying to say that, oh yeah, when they take off, yeah, then they're like that, and then it doesn't work. No, because that's not how conservation of momentum works and all that jazz. But, no. It's a stupid point you're trying to make, which is incredibly fucking stupid. You should really look at it that the helicopter is already moving 1,000 miles per hour, if you want to say 1,000 miles per hour, because the speed the Earth was turning was 1,000 miles an hour. It's still got that speed, so relative to the Earth, it's not moving. Do you get where this is going? I know there's big words. I mean, moving, huge word.
Okay, it's impossible. Can a crow that's flying right up in the sky 100 feet off the ground, how does he tell where to land, or does he have this embedded in his head? No, he doesn't.
Now, I'm sure quite a few people have seen this video. Now, simple question for the flatards. Why doesn't the guy go whoosh? Because the thing's moving forward. Could it be the relative velocity that he's taken up with him as he's bouncing on the trampoline? Maybe it is. If only someone came up with like a law of inertia or something like that that sort of corresponds to all this shit.
Does anybody out there, Mark Smiths, anybody at all, take an effect that we're revolving at 1,000 miles per hour? Okay.
Now, there are times where you do have to take Earth's rotation into account. Firing a long distance shot, for example. I've included a link down below from the LAX firing range, and they take into account and tell you how to take it into account there. Lovely. Also included a link for how stuff works about firing a gun and things on a train, and reference frames and things like that, because that's quite cool, and I thought some people might enjoy it. If you don't, well, sucks to be you. I'm just trying to remember if he says 1,000 miles an hour any more times and if I need to get more drink. Hope he does, because I made that whole thing earlier.
That we are rotating at 1,000 miles per hour. Nobody does. Does the weatherman? No. No, he doesn't either. Or she. You see, that's where I have a problem.
You have a problem with female weathermen? Whew. Come on, it's like 2022. Female weathermen are fine. Though I don't think they call them female weathermen. I just think they call them weather people. I don't know. Meteorologists. We'll call them meteorologists. That's much easier. Oh, wait. Sorry. Oh, I get so confused. You think that because the Earth's rotating, the atmosphere isn't rotating. How silly of me to think that you would make such a childish, stupid mistake. I just thought because you were old you were being sexist, but no, you're just being stupid.
Okay, because the Earth is rotating, a storm's coming in Florida, and it takes days. 48 hours, whatever, 3 days in advance, they know when this is happening. And I'm looking at the storm on the map.
Hang on. So you're looking at the storm on a map, the thing that flat earthers don't have. More than likely as well, you're looking at a satellite image of said storm. Something, again, that flat earthers couldn't have, satellites. And you're getting confused. Well, I'm not surprised you're getting confused, because you think several of those things don't exist or can't exist because no one's made a map, because they don't let us go anywhere. Yeah. I could see why you have problems and confusion, and why your wife just calls you an idiot.
Through the weatherman. But they don't take in effect that the Earth is revolving too, and the storm's coming in, which means there's no way they could predict anything. It would be an impossibility, especially down to the mile of where a storm is going. And I go back to the hurricane that we have in Florida right now.
Now, for anyone watching this video from Florida, I hope you're all staying safe and dry and warm and the best you can. I hope all your friends and family are safe, dry and warm as best they can be. Because that looked like a fucking bitch coming towards you. Jesus, I'm so lucky we live like here and don't really get ones that bad. But if we're going to use and talk about weather and how CC wants to try and use it for flat Earth, then this picture sort of becomes a slight problem for him. So I'll make it bigger. Boom! There we go. Big picture. So, yeah. Do you notice how there's, no storms in the middle there? And they get sort of close to the equator around India, but, no, they don't cross. And that's because of Coriolis. Bloop, there we go. Picture gone now. If you want to do some maths, the formula here, you can work out the Coriolis effect for yourself. V being velocity, and A being the latitude. And then you can figure that shit out for yourself and figure out that, apparently there's no Coriolis effect here. I wonder if that's why storms don't form there. Because it is.
And if it is as bad as they say it's going to be, they could see up to a Cat 5. Okay, that's like 175 mile per hour winds. That's like devastating. Okay, but let's see what happens. Sometimes they fall apart when they hit the Gulf. They call that the West Coast. The Gulf of Florida is the West Coast.
Come on, get on with the stupid points. I haven't got all night to listen to you ramble about East Coast this, West Coast that. Let's try and confuse people. Because nobody cares. We're here for your stupid flat Earth stupidness.
The East Coast is, down the beach over there and whatever. They do this shit to confuse you because they don't want you to think. Okay, they don't want you to think about a storm coming in. Meanwhile, you're a fucking sitting duck, basically, with any storm coming in. You're a sitting duck because you're not moving.
They're not moving in reference to Earth's surface, no.
You're not rotating.
Yeah, you are.
At all. You're standing still. You're motionless.
Relative to Earth, yes, but if you also sat on a plane that's flying through the sky, relative to everyone on that plane, you're not moving, even though the plane's moving. If you go and walk up and down the aisle of that plane, are you then doing 600 miles per hour plus your walking speed? No, you're doing your walking speed relative to everyone stood on the plane. This is what you have to think about. I mean, thinking is obviously a difficult thing for you, and we can see the anger in your eyes already that this stuff is confusing you so much.
Okay, and that's why storms, when they come your way, are so easy to predict. Because something that's not in motion with something that's coming your way, that's predictable. But something that is in motion and something that's coming your way is impossible to predict.
Well, as we said before, the storms are already moving relative with Earth and stuff like that. But just for your stupidness, let's say they weren't. I'll get the little globey globe out. Right. Didn't plan this bit, can you tell? So we have the globe spinning. We know the storm is coming here. We want the storm. We know. Fuck's sake. I know. Better plan. No, I haven't got a better plan. I can't be asked drawing something up either. So if the thing's turning, and we know the storm is coming in a northward direction, and we know relative to the storm here, it's going to hit the wrong coast of America, but that was from me not looking. Fuck's sake. Right, storm. You get the idea. If you know the velocity and direction of one thing, know the velocity and direction of another, you can predict where those two things are going to intersect. The problem will come if the velocity of one or the other thing changes or the direction changes. But hopefully, with something like a storm, you can then see other weather patterns that might interact with it to then see how they might affect the direction and velocity of those things, to say, oh, it's actually going to veer off this way because of this other bit of low pressure that's come in, blah, blah, blah. I do also wonder that how the fuck do storms even work on a flat Earth with a dome where everything should be equalised? Because technically, isn't that a pocket of low pressure and then some high pressure over here, and there's no barrier in between them?
And that all goes back down to motionlessness. We are motionlessness. We are standing still. We are not moving. So how can they predict this hurricane? If we were rotating at 1,000 miles per hour. Please, explain. Explain to us that. Us flat earthers would like to know how it's possible a weatherman can predict a storm if we are going at 1,000 miles per hour and this is coming at 45 miles per hour at us, especially when it's out in the Gulf. Okay? How is that possible?
Now, I was going to end the video there and just say, well, look, he's just repeating the same shit. He doesn't understand how it happens. Everything is moving relative to everything. Not a problem. And I thought, before we end, we better make sure there isn't a gold mine of stupidity at the end. Because you know how CC is. He saves his stupider bits for nearer the end. And we weren't disappointed.
You wouldn't be able to see clouds come in. You see that? That sun right there? They say that's 93 million miles away. If it was a real sun, a star, it would blast the sky with sunlight. We'd be like running around like little ants burning. And there'd be no atmosphere on Earth. Planets are not even possible. They're scientifically not possible to form. At all. You're alone here. Come on, suck it up. It's not a bad thing. You gotta feel good about yourself. The Creator created all of this. He or she, whoever it may be, created all of this for us.
Right, scientifically impossible planets. Can't say I've ever heard that before, and that's put a bright big smile on my face. Oh, CC, you religious nut job. And it's quite funny because we do have planets that don't have atmospheres for different reasons, or have really thick atmospheres for other reasons. And it's all fun, but yeah, planets are real. The sun is real. People bounce fucking radar off the moon. We know that's there and real. It gets a return signal. And what's funny, if they miss the moon, they don't get a signal back off the dome because there isn't a dome. Fuck my life. It's just hilarious the shit you come out with. I mean, we joke that you don't drive that bus and you're just one of the patients that's been left in it. But fuck my life, you make it seem so true. Now, I think we'll leave that one there for now so I can get on with doing more video stuff, because obviously I've missed a few weeks. Very sorry about that. Just real life gets in the way. TV programs, snuggles with wife, work, and food. Lots and lots of food. No, I'm joking. It's all the alcohol. Anyway, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I've been the Sarcastic Barman. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you to members, Patreons, everyone who makes these videos possible, and all the other stuff that I say at the end of the video. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, just like that. Thank you very much. Test, test, test.